another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Mike L, Kevin Jank.
I'm here, Mike Dell, and you're gonna have to walk me through tonight's episode because the few things I do know about this character seem to have been changed for this comic book, so I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah, a lot was changed here from what I know of Flash Gordon as well. So
Yeah.
we will go over all of this. But yeah, today we will
I
be
thought he was
reading
a quarterback.
yeah, that's not even his origin either. That was changed from his origin.
Oh.
Today we'll be reading Flash Gordon issue 5 from 1988. This is DC Comics. The writer artist here is Dan Jurgens. It was an
Hmm.
updated, modernized take on Flash Gordon. So
Yeah. You'd think, I mean, the movie just came out in like the early 80s, right? How much more
1980.
modern did they need to make it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
8 years?
8 years later, they're modernizing it. All right. Before we get into all that, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I think we're up to 457, maybe subscribers. 457.
Yeah. Look at
Let's get
that.
a couple more. Did
Couple.
you make more friends?
Nope.
Like,
I cannot
oh,
claim
okay.
any kind of any influence on those.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But again,
But
if we get to
still, we're getting
500,
close.
yeah, if we get to 500 subscribers, Jake is going to make me read The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh,
And
it
I do
might
not want
happen in our lifetimes.
to. We'll see.
See
But
how that
also,
broccoli and garlic sauce treats you. Your lifetime may be cut short.
that's right. I have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. All right, so Flash Gordon, I take it, yeah, you really don't know anything about this character because what you did know isn't even in this book. You know, you don't even say
Yeah.
book.
I
So
knew what Ming the Merciless looks like, but nope, maybe
that's
I
not
don't.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not how Ming the Merciless looks.
I don't remember him
All
having a
right,
skull tattoo over one eye, that's for sure.
that's an interesting look. We'll get into that, but later. But Flash Gordon, he was first published in 1934. It was a space adventure comic strip created by Alex Raymond. King Feature Syndicate was they saw the success of Buck Rogers and wanted to
Mm.
cash in with a competitor. So this is just a knockoff Buck Rogers. And
God,
King,
was there ever a time in like any kind of media where they weren't just ripping off ideas that sold?
apparently not. Apparently not. But King Features failed to secure the rights for Edgar Rice Burroughs as John Carter of Mars. So they told Reynolds or Raymond, I'm sorry, I can't even, who knows? Did I say Reynolds or Raymond? My notes are a mess.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah, he got involved.
Alex Raymond, I think. Man, I should really
Raymond
confirm
Chandler,
this.
okay.
But the guy who created him, they said, hey, he was a staff artist. So they said, hey, buddy, you're on the payroll. Come up with something. So he came up with Flash Gordon. And it ran as a Sunday comic strip from 1934 until 2003. It's a hell of a run.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I had no idea. It was a daily strip from 1949, or I'm sorry, 1940 to 1940. My notes, I need a proofreader on my notes. From
Yeah. If only you
1940
knew an editor.
till 1944, and then again from 1951 to 1992. And apparently it started up again just recently in 2023 as a daily and a Sunday strip.
Oh, new
So
adventures or are they reprints?
these are new. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
So I didn't know there were still newspapers, and this is somehow running in newspapers. So good on you, Flash Gordon. He initially Flash Gordon was a Yale graduate and a polo player.
Oh boy.
That's
I was
right.
gonna guess tiddlywinks, but okay,
So you can
polo.
understand why they changed it later. But yeah, Yale
Yeah.
and polo in 1930s, man, that was all the rage.
Wow.
And
What do you think it would be now in that new comic strip? Is it like
uh,
curling?
MMA fighter,
Okay.
pretty good. But his companions that throughout the strip were Dale Arden, a lady
Yeah.
who
Sounds
was
familiar.
his love interest, and Dr. Hans Zarkow. I'm sorry, Zarkov. Zarkov. I can't blame my notes for that. My notes are correct. I just read it wrong. So Dr. Hans Zarkov is what we're looking for. All right, so originally the way it went down here, I think this is the way it went down in the comic strips, but Flash and this Dale Arden character, they didn't really know each other. They were just I don't know. Here's the thing, I didn't
They were
confirm.
in the same dorm.
I did watch a 1935-ish serial that they made. They would have the little
Oh
serials in the
yeah.
movie. This was starring Buster Crabbe as Flash Gordon. And
Wow, Buster Crab.
and in that origin, they were just on a see, here's the thing here. Some scientists noticed that a strange planet was going to collide with Earth. They called it the planet
Ooh, that's not
Mongo.
good.
Yeah. So everyone on Earth was like in this movie serial edition, everyone on Earth like knew about it and they were freaking out. They're like, oh my God, we're all gonna die. So Flash was taking a plane back home to see his dad, who was a professor, before the world ended. So he was on a plane, and also on this plane with him was Dale Arden. They didn't know each other; they were just among the passengers. And as the plane's coming back, the weather got so bad because of the turbulence, because of this planet that's fastly encroaching on Earth, that the plane started to fail and they're going to crash. So they like the pilot or something just comes back and goes, "Hey everybody, there's parachutes under your seat. Let's go." So in the 1930s, they just had parachutes under every seat, and so everybody jumped out of the airplane. And Dale Arden was a little nervous, so Flash just scooped her up and jumped out of the airplane. And when they parachuted down, they landed near Dr. Zarkov's like laboratory or whatever. And
Okay.
Zarkov thought when he heard Flash Gordon, he goes, "Wait, you're Doctor," because his dad's a famous professor,
Oh
and he
yeah.
says, "Oh, you're the
Your dad's
professor,
the Gordon's
Gordon's son?"
fisherman guy.
And so he said, "You're here to steal my work," and he pulled out a gun on him, and he said he made them go. Well, no, yeah, he was mad at him at first, and then he said, "Well, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I built a rocket ship." And I want to fly to planet Mongo and prevent it from crashing into Earth. And this is
Oh.
our
With one
so
tiny rocket ship?
yeah.
Doesn't sound like I don't like your odds.
So Flash Gordon's like, you know what? This might be our best chance to survive. I'll do it. And he says, all right, but no girls allowed. So he says, we're not taking Dale Arden. And Flash goes, if you don't take the girl, I'm not going, because she wanted to go too. And he goes, okay, okay.
Why? I would want to
Yeah.
stay in
Well,
the
she thought the
guy's
world was
like
going to
cushy
explode
Swiss
anyway.
Alps
So she
cabin.
wanted to go.
Okay.
So they all three of them go up on the rocket ship and they go to planet Mongo, and then they have their adventures. They meet Ming the Merciless and have all this adventures and whatnot. And
Yeah.
when they get on the planet though, Ming just says, "Hey, I can control my planet. So I'm not gonna let it crash into Earth.
We're
I'm
just
just
playing
coming
chicken.
Yeah, I'm just coming here to Earth to free people out. I want to take over your planet. I don't want to destroy it."
Oh.
But he says the thing is, I don't have any rocket ships to get down to the planet, even though I can control my planet. So, but he says, "Hey, Dr. Zarkov, you're a pretty smart guy building a rocket ship to get up here. So you're going to start building rocket ships for me, and
What
we're going to
happened
go
to
to."
their rocket ship? Like, why can't you just use that
It
one?
crashed. It
Oh,
crashed.
okay.
Yeah. So, so that's the most I saw of the serial. Then I turned it off and started watching something else. But
Was this what happened in the movie as well?
no. So
Oh,
from what I
okay.
can't remember the movie though, because when the movie came out in 1980, they changed Flash. He was now no longer a polo player. He was the quarterback for the New York Jets. And
Yeah.
I can't I saw it when the movie came out when I was a kid. I was like 5 years old. It was the greatest thing ever. I loved it so much. And but I haven't seen it since I was a kid. So, and apparently it's not streaming anywhere for free, so that stinks.
No. Yeah. It makes it a little tougher.
I don't really want to pay $3. So, but I did find a comic book. They did have a comic book version of the
Oh,
game.
adaptation, yeah.
Yeah. So I looked at that before the show, and in that version, Just Flash and Dale are on a plane together, flying in, and they seem to be like the only passengers on the plane, which is weird. I don't know how that happens. It's only two people on a small plane. And she recognizes him as the New York Jets captain. She's sitting there reading People magazine, and he's in the magazine. And she's just a travel agent. And well, you think you could have get, I don't know how good of a travel agent you are if you're on a plane with just another dude flying around anyway. But
Yeah.
so she's nothing, but they don't know each other. They just meet on the plane. And then for some reason, like the Flash goes up and checks on the pilot or whatever, and there's no pilot flying the plane.
Uh-oh.
So the pilot disappeared. So
Oh no.
Flash crashes the plane. They have a crash landing. They survive, and but it's right near Dr. Zarkov's lab,
Okay.
and the whole situation repeats itself where he like kidnaps him basically and puts him on the rocket ship with him, and boom, they go to Mongo. All right. So
Okay. But Mongo
now
is still trying to crash into Earth at this point, or
I
no?
that's a good question. I don't even I don't know if that part's true or not. I don't in the movie version. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that movie version, 1980, directed by Mike Hodges and starred Sam Jones as Flash Gordon.
Yeah. Sam Jones.
And how do you know Sam Jones?
Well, in the movie Ted, they were Mark Wahlberg and his teddy bear were big fans of
Okay.
of him, and he was in the movie, so.
Yeah. The movie's probably most famous for the Queen soundtrack. All the song. That's right. It really was not a critical smash when it came out, nor a commercial success.
That's a one-two
But
punch of crap right there.
over the years, it became a cult favorite, and
Yeah.
we
It
really do
certainly
have to
has
watch it.
lived on. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now in this version, this comic, there's been many comic book versions of Flash Gordon over the years. And I tried to check out the origins on some of them, and I couldn't find any number one issues. So that was hard to do. I didn't really, but it seems like they're mostly somewhat similar. Basically, Zarkov takes them on a ship to Mongo. Sometimes it's against their will, sometimes they're involved. Either way. So I look
Sometimes they
back
were
at
just on their way to Dairy Queen, took a wrong turn.
yes. So in this 1988 version, this is a nine-issue limited series. Dan Jurgens, artist and writer for all of it. And now Flash Gordon is a former basketball player, an NBA player.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think in this book he mentions that he's 40. He's
Holy
like
hell.
40 years old. So he's an older than the other previous Flash Gordons.
He's a
And
seasoned veteran.
yeah, and he's like a washed up basketball player. He's out of the league because he's too old. And so he's on Mongo. He feels like a new purpose in life that, he's somebody again. So he's trying to live up to being a hero or whatever. But what was I going to say about this? Oh, so the origins of this version is Flash is just driving his car one day, sports car, and he wrecks because it's like a stormy night or something. He goes off the road. He almost hits a deer, goes off the road, wrecks his car. So
Oh, of
he has to
course.
just walk. He's trying to find. He walks to the nearest house. Guess who? Guess what? It's Doctor Zarkov's house. And at
Uh-oh,
that
I saw a
time,
human centipede. I know how this ends.
and at that time, Dale Arden, who is now a journalist, is there interviewing Dr. Zarkov, and he's about to reveal to her his spaceship and everything. He's going to
Is that what he
reveal his
calls his
spaceship to her.
penis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Flash shows up at the door to ask, to use the phone or whatever for some help, and Zarkov busts out, like gets mad at Art because I guess they're mocking his spaceship. He- yes, I don't know, but he holds them at gunpoint, and again they go bang to Mongo, and so yeah,
Wow.
Zarkov in some of these versions,
Because
Zarkov's
they
like a
made
hat.
fun of his spaceship. That's
No,
the
I don't know.
worst
I
origin
just made
yet.
that part up. I just made that part up. I was going into the whole showing her spaceship thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but in some of the versions, he's like a mad scientist. He's losing, but then like in all the versions, he comes around to be a good guy by the time they get to Mongo. Like the three of them work together when they're on Mongo. So
That is wild to just be like, hey, can I use your phone? Oh shit, now we're in another planet.
Yes.
Why
Yeah, so
couldn't I go
that's
to the
like the key
neighbor's house?
thing. That's like the key thing in all these origins. It's like they're just going about their business, something happens, boom, they're on another planet, like within 12 hours. Like, they're just bang. So it's always a very dramatic turn of events for Flash Gordon and Dale
Yeah.
Arden. So there you go. And of course Dale and Flash, they are a love thing going on there.
Yeah, like a will they or won't they type thing
Yeah.
going on the whole
But
time. Yeah.
but like in the movie and stuff, like he's kind of a little goofball, like a pompous guy. She doesn't really into him that much, but she's into him without being into him. One of them deals.
Yeah.
So then there's Ming's got a really smoking hot daughter, Princess Ara, and
Hmm.
she wants to get with Flash, so that gets the old jealousy going with Dale Arden. You get the love triangle thing going, and yeah. So yeah, this Ming the Merciless, he is not a good guy.
Turns
That's
out
why they
kind of a jerk.
that's why they call him the Ming the Merciless. Yeah, normally he's wasn't it Max von Sydow who was him in the movie, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe
So it's
so.
usually like a bald dude with like a crazy mustache, wacky eyebrows, and I don't know. He looks like Fu Manchu or something. If you
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Space Fu Manchu.
So in this version, you mentioned he's got a unique tattoo. Yeah, he's got like a skull tattoo over his left eye, but like the
Yep.
mouth is positioned where the eyeball is. So the skull is above the eye. That's an interesting look.
Yeah, I
How do you
never
feel
would have
about
thought of that, but I mean, I'm a bald fellow. I guess this could be my next tattoo for all we
that?
know.
That's right. That's right. You're getting into the tattoos now. Get a skull tattoo right on
Yeah.
your eye.
It's unique.
That'd be nice. All right, so real quick, let's talk Dan Jurgens since he's like a driving force here. He was born 1959 in Minnesota. He graduated from the Minneapolis College of Art and Design. His first work was on Warlord, issue 63, 1982. And we've never done Warlord on this show.
No, I was looking at that the other day, actually.
Yeah, so we might have to consider that. He got hired because Mike Grell saw his portfolio at a convention and liked his
Oh,
stuff. So how
our
about that?
buddy the Mike Grell,
Yeah, from I just realized how close
Longbow
my name is
Hunters.
to his.
It really is. You could
Swap
probably,
out the GR for a
yeah.
D. Same
You could
guy.
definitely steal some of his checks and just cash them.
In 1984, Jurgens was the artist for the Sun Devils. Have you ever heard of this?
Nope.
Neither had I. I had to look it up. But it's a 12-issue limited series written by Jerry Conway and Roy Thomas. What a combo that is.
Hmm.
And he started scripting Conway's plots with issue 8 to earn his first writing credit in comics. And then he took over the full writing duties with issue 10. And then he closed out issues 11 and 12. And I
Because
guess it
nobody
was like
wanted it by that point. They're like, I just let this guy do it.
I guess it was like a space opera kind of thing.
Huh.
Um,
Sun Devils, huh?
yeah, and DC Comics, never heard of it. But
Interesting.
maybe we'll have to check that out. But it is interesting that it's a 12-issue limited series,
Yeah.
and Conway just said, "Yeah, I'm done. I don't want to even do this.
Yep.
I don't know what I made
I
a
wrote myself into
horrible
a corner
mistake.
here.
Yeah,
George R. R. Martin, myself.
I just don't want to do this anymore. Give it to the kid. He can do it." In 1985, Jurgens created Booster Gold.
Yeah, Mike L would be happy if you were
Yeah,
here.
now we know who to blame. Dan Jurgens. Booster Gold. His first Superman work was drawing the Adventures of Superman Annual 1 in 1987. And then from 1988 to 90, he drew Green Arrow with Mike Grell writing.
Oh,
So how about that? Him and Grell back together after Grell brought him into the business, and now they're working together for a couple years on Green Arrow.
I like to see
And
that.
yep. And then 1989, he took over the writing and drawing duties for the Adventures of Superman. And in 1991, he took over the writing and penciling duties on the main Superman book. And he created two major villains during his run.
Oh,
The first
I know
was
at least one of them.
yeah, the other one was Cyborg Superman.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, part of the death of
And
Superman. Yep.
yeah, and then The main guy was,
Doomsday.
that's right, Doomsday. And he was one of the lead creators on the death of Superman. And he did issue 75, Superman's death. He did the art and the rating on that particular issue. That was a big. I had no cons. I mean, I know about the death of Superman and Doomsday killed him, but I'd never read the stories or anything. It was a big crossover event with like all the
Sure
Superman
was.
books and everything. So, did you
Yeah.
read it when it came out? Like, were you a Death of Superman guy?
No, I certainly remember all the news stories about it, and I think I mentioned before I had like a novelization of it at one point, like that had a couple of pictures now and then, but it was mostly like a novel. So I
Hmm.
did read that at some point, but
Yeah, there are many creators involved in the overarching story, but
yeah, yeah. That
Jurgens
was the
handled the
era when
actual
you just had to cross over all the characters' books every month. Like Spider-Man was doing that constantly. All four books, like would be one giant storyline.
So even today, you've never read Death of Superman, the comic?
I've read parts of it. I don't think I've ever read the whole thing, no.
All right, so last night I decided to go through and flip
Oh,
through it, just check it out. And
nice.
they did something very interesting that I
Oh,
found fascinating. So they were doing a
oh.
countdown to the death of Superman, and Doomsday really just pops up right at the end there. Like he's just introduced like, whatever, 6 issues before he kills Superman.
Hmm.
And like he just busts out of a vault thing like he was buried underground or something.
Yeah.
Because do you know anything about his? I had no concept of Doomsday either as a character, but I
Yeah, like basically someone was trying to create like the perfect being or something, right? Where they kept making him stronger by killing him off, and then like, he gets a little stronger each time because he learns from that
uh,
death.
yeah, he was like a prehistoric Kryptonian, like
Yeah.
and he was genetically modified, and like you mentioned, they kept killing him off, making him stronger and stronger and stronger, and then eventually he was unleashed and he caused all kind of damage on things, and he got. Then someone stopped him. I don't know. So this was like thousands of years before Superman was even around,
Hmm.
and he was like put into a containment suit, strapped
Yeah,
up
he's
in
got like goggles
cables.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool look, and then they threw him in a like a prison cell and shot him into space. And here it ended up finding its way to Earth, but it got lodged underground because it hit with so much force, so it like buried itself underground. And he was there
Hmm.
for many, 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 many years, and then he just suddenly breaks out one day and goes on a rampage. And like the
Yeah.
the rampage lasts like a couple days. And then Superman and him are fighting, um and then he kills Superman. And but him and Superman basically kill each other, which I
Yep.
wasn't even aware of that at the time. Uh so
Yeah, I
they
guess they figured, nobody's gonna be able to take this guy out if Superman's gone. So,
uh,
we got to do something with him.
so yeah, they both like punch each other, boom, fine one last time, and they both die. And then of course after Superman dies, you get the whole storylines with the four Supermen pretending to be
Hmm.
him, and that was all nonsense, right? That was all- and,
I don't know. It's an interesting concept, I guess,
and of
to fill
course,
the books for a couple of months.
eventually Superman comes back because no one dies in comic books.
Yeah. He's in a
And
Kryptonian healing coma. Of
yes,
course.
and Doomsday didn't die either. They strapped
Yep.
him to another thing and shot him into space, but he eventually woke up and comes back out.
Yeah. And as far as
But
I know
any
now, I believe he's kind of a piece of the whole DCKO event they got going on now because, like,
uh,
apparently, there's some time traveler guy from the far, far, far future who's like, hey, yeah, something bad's gonna happen if you don't listen to me. But it turns out that guy's like the future version of Doomsday, who's now like, smart and like calm and shit. And so I guess
oh,
he is kind of this time traveler guy who's actually, turned a new leaf.
does he still look like old Doomsday? Because Doomsday is a weird looking dude. He has
Yeah. I don't know if he does or not. Yeah.
all his bones are
He
like
already
just
kind of has
protruding
like a
through his
white
skin.
beard almost with those bones, so I don't know. How do you get older?
Um, but the interesting thing they did though that I really liked. So there's this countdown to Doomsday, and when they got to 4 issues out, that book, every page of the book had 4 panels.
Oh,
When they got to three
okay.
issues out, every page had 3 panels. 2 issues out, every page 2 panels. And then the death of Superman is told in all splash pages.
That's pretty good.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Hard to do, but pretty freaking good. I like it.
Especially if you don't tell people ahead of time. Like if you just
Yeah.
do it and then they like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? I wonder how many people even noticed until like, oh, they're doing a countdown with the panels. That's amazing. I,
That
uh,
is really, yeah. I like that
I've never
ingenuity.
heard I've never heard anyone mention that. All these years of since like I've never heard that come up in discussion, like what they did there, but that's
Yeah.
really good.
I don't know that I have either. That makes me want to read it now.
Yeah. Like I will say this though. When I was going through that issue 75, not the best.
Yeah, when you only have splash pages, it's kind of hard to
No, it could have been good.
tell
It's
a great
just
story.
Jurgens' writing isn't the best. And the art not the best. So but the concept was awesome. Um,
I mean, isn't I'm assuming it's just a slugfest at that point, like just a bunch of
yeah,
splash pages and them
but
punching each other.
yeah, but the fight, like the art could be definitely be better. But the writing I don't like. Like you're getting an internal monologue from Superman. So Superman saying stuff like, "I got to take him out here, or no one's going to stop this guy." You know, it's like, come on, what are we doing? Is that really? Is that
I
really what we want to do?
mean,
It was just like that kind of basic kind of stuff. I don't know.
sure,
Um,
sure.
yeah,
I don't know.
I,
That's fine.
I guess it could have been better. Could have been better.
Yeah.
But still, I love the concept of the panels, though.
Yeah,
So,
that's
all right.
great.
Um, I think we're going to do a countdown to the end of Flea Market Fantasy. So, like
Only an hour and a
four
half left to go.
4 episodes out, we'll feature 4 bad jokes an episode, and then 3 bad jokes, 2 bad jokes, and then just 1 bad joke.
All right.
That's how you'll know the show's over. All right, so Jurgens, 1996. Oh, you might know this. He did Sensational Spider-Man series for Marvel
Oh, that's right. Yep,
with Ben Riley. It featured Ben
sure
Riley.
did. I think he
You love Ben
designed the
Riley,
Ben Riley Spider-Man costume, right? Not the
possibly.
Scarlet Spider, but the Spider-Man version.
Yeah, he did the first. He did issue 0, and then like the first 6
Yeah.
issues. Why was there an issue 0? I don't understand.
I don't know. That's how
But
they launched the new book.
so, but he resigned after that due to creative differences with Bob Harris. He did not like Bob
Yeah.
Harris meddling in things, and
Yeah. Doesn't seem like he gets along well with other people, Dan Jurgens.
oh, okay.
Likes to do his own thing.
Um, from 96 to 98, Jurgens wrote and drew the entire 24 issue run of Teen Titans Volume 2. And all told, at DC, he has 714 writing credits, 605 penciling credits. That's phenomenal, you know.
Yeah.
Usually you don't see like that equal of a balance with that high of a number,
Mm-hmm.
writing and penciling. Um, Usually one always wins out. And at Marvel, he
Yeah.
had 134 writing credits and 62 penciling credits.
Hmm.
So what a career for
More
Dan
than I would have
Jurgens.
thought, yeah. Guess he had to work for a different editor than Bob Harris.
So any other Dan Jurgens insight that you would like to share? I
I don't
just
think
always think
so.
Death of Superman when I think Dan Jurgens. That's the first thing that comes to
Yeah, that and like hand lotion.
mind. For another for your spaceship. All right. So let's look at the cover here for this Flash Gordon issue 5. This is Dan Jurgens. But I don't know, did you notice how he spells his name on the cover? Like he signs it at the bottom there? And he spelled his name wrong. I don't know how it's,
No, no, it says Jurgens and Patterson. I think it's like a
but
weird ampersand.
oh, and that looks like 2 G's. It's a G and an
Oh.
E. Like, do you look at that second? Look at that E. It looks like a 6 or a
Oh
G to
yeah,
me.
yeah, I can see that. The
I was like,
E
I thought he was
does
doing
kind of
some
almost connect.
impressionistic thing.
Thought
I thought he
he
was
was
going
writing
J
Juggalo
U
or
R
something. He just really likes
G G
ICP.
N S E. He's trying to do some sort of hip way to spell his name.
He
Thank you
just
for
is a very
deciphering that
bad
for me.
handwriter.
Yes, I was so confused.
He got a C in
Thank
that
you.
class.
All right. So describe the cover, Jake.
Okay, so we got a little DC corner circle up there. It says five, no, issue number 5, October 88, new format. Up in the other corner, it says 9-part maxi series by Jurgens and Patterson. And we got the Flash Gordon logo, which is just kind of white letters outlined in black and yellow, and then like a red shadow behind it. I guess it's kind of old fashioned, maybe like, Buck Rogers and all that stuff, but I don't know. Not necessarily. Just kind of normal.
Yeah, I think the red's kind of distracts from it, or ought to make the
Yeah.
red real close to the yellow, so it just too much. I don't know. I don't like the red shadow.
You
But,
don't like the
anyway,
light source on this shadow.
no, no, I'm
Bring
not
it
a
in.
fan of it. And by the way, you mentioned Patterson. Patterson is the inker here. Um,
Yes.
that's why his name is Bruce Patterson. And yes, okay, there you go. Continue.
Okay. So then we've got a shot. It's like a nighttime shot of Flash Gordon here. He seems to be rappelling down like the side of a building, like a skyscraper, I think. And he has a ray gun. He's shooting it, shooting some red lasers, and some yellowy orange lasers are getting shot at him and shooting right past him and hitting the building behind him. And he's kind of got his mouth open like he's yelling. He's all pissed off. And the coloring's cool because it's all very shades of blue because it's at night, so that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I just picked this issue because I thought, oh, this will make a good thumbnail. That's all. Yeah,
Yep,
good thumbnail.
that's what it all comes down to.
I like the cover. All right, so we open it up and we get a Flash Gordon is thinking back to a basketball game, I guess in high school. This clearly
Yeah.
isn't the NBA, is it? I mean, it's a little
I would
weird to
hope
be the
not.
NBA. It's the
Yeah.
high school gymnasium. Um, but yeah, he bricks the final game-winning shot,
Which I'm
and
pretty
he
sure
says,
is how they
"Yes."
started the first game in Teen Wolf too, right? Teen Wolf, I mean the first one, not Teen Wolf 2 as in also.
Yeah, they were doing a Teen Wolf movie adaptation. I should do a
Oh
Teen
man,
Wolf comic
I would
here.
read the shit out of that.
But he blew the
Where's Comic
game.
Booth?
He blew it big time. So this issue is called Meltdown, and now we turn the page and we see Flash and Dale Arden. They're stuck in. Wait, I think we learned this is Princess Ara's apartment or something, right? Or her.
Yeah.
But for some
She's
reason,
not happy and she's like melting it down, I think.
yeah, like the whole thing's like just melting. It's like super hot in there. They're basically gonna, and they're like in an oven, and they're
Yeah.
trying to find a way out. And he's zapping a door with his laser beam, and um, they run.
This whole scene reminded me a little bit of just like her yelling, Flash, why don't do something? It reminded me a lot of like the MacGruber sketches. 60 seconds of MacGruber.
Yeah, so they're running out of time. They run into the bathroom, and because it's a little cooler in there, but everything is still melting. And they load up some towels with water, and they wrap themselves in wet towels. That's good thinking. And um, but then he just uses a sword that he has to like pry open a door,
Yeah.
and he eventually pries it open, and boom, they escape, and they're free. So
That was a tense opening scene.
yes, so tense, so.
Just throwing us right
Um,
into the high stakes.
yeah, but when he's got the sword in the door and he's working on getting out, he's thinking to himself because he's narrating this. When I hit 40, I was drummed out of the NBA like yesterday's trash. Uh, yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of 40-year-old white dudes in the NBA. That's kind of a thing. Like I'm too old, too slow to play with the kids. Worst thing is, I started to believe that BS myself. But Mongo's giving me a chance to prove him wrong, prove myself wrong. And he pries open the door.
I'm gonna challenge Ming to a basketball game.
Yes.
We might
Uh,
even just play pig.
I will say, like, he doesn't really look 40 years old in the art. Like, he looks like a
Yeah,
younger
that's
man.
true. Especially we've seen people in the 80s on these 80s movies we watch, and they look like 20
Yes.
years older than they actually are. So
Yeah, the 80s are a rough decade for people. But so they go running to the roof, and they got a little like it looks like a Return of the Jedi, one of those little, remember those
yeah,
things that are
speeder
flying through
bikes.
the, yes, speeder bike, yes.
Yeah.
Uh, but they also notice that Princess Ara is just flying, cruising around in a little spaceship of her own, like a little flying car with their chauffeur driving her. So they start chasing after her, and I don't know. He says, "Pull it over, Ara, or your ship is going to make one nice crater on Main Street." And she says, "What do you want with me, you louse?" Louse. "It's what I don't want, honey. Your old man thinks I'm dead, and it's going to stay that way." All right. So, yeah, Ming apparently thinks Flash and Dale Arden are dead.
hmm
They want to stay under his radar so they can't have his daughter telling him that they're alive. But the daughter, I think, is mad at Flash because, he probably wasn't
He's got something
returning
going
her.
on with this Dale Arden. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
probably.
jealous.
And so she tells her chauffeur to land the little flying car.
Now, do you think he was like banging Dale Arden in Princess Aura's apartment, and that's why she burned it down? Like, I'd be kind of mad too. Like in
uh,
my own place.
so now we cut over to, man, I really should have learned the name of these flying dudes. But yeah, so this planet Mongo, there's different like kingdoms or rulers, and there's one
Yeah.
flying city, like it's a bunch of hawkmen on it, stuff,
Yeah.
flying bird dudes. King Volton or Volton, I think his name is, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds like I think it was Volton.
And so they also don't like Ming because Ming basically just made himself the ruler of Mongo. They
hmm
didn't have like an election or anything. So everyone's trying to like fight back
Not a
against
lot of
Ming.
votes cast for Ming the Merciless.
Doesn't look good on a ballot. So, uh,
Now, if he was Ming the Masturbator, I think he'd get a lot more votes.
so, so they're trying to find out ways to get back at Ming, and so we're seeing Volton here talking to one of his engineer guys, and I don't know, they're trying to come up with some sort of plan. 'Cause I guess Ming is
Yeah.
he's holding back energy resources from the other kingdoms or whatever,
hmm
and so they like, hey, we got to put a stop to this Ming guy.
Yeah. And oh, you almost feel bad for these guys. Like maybe they're going to be good allies, but nope, they kind of like raping a lot. So probably
they're
not.
they're way into the raping, these bird
Yep.
guys. So so now we cut back to now Flash, Dale, and the princess are sitting in the back seat of the flying car, and they're still flying. The chauffeur's driving, and they're having a conversation. Now, this conversation here, I got some problems with this because because at one point he says, uh, "She doesn't like your proposal benefits you greatly, and me not at all. Why should I help you?" And he says, "Hey, you don't want to see me dead, do you?" And she's like, "In case you hadn't noticed, I wanted you both dead. I was trying to burn you. Like, so then why are you talking to them at all? You know,
Yeah. Why'd you let them in your space car?
why you either did not mean to kill them with the whole oven thing, and you're blowing up your own apartment to kill them, and that was all an accident, or you meant to do it, and in which case you should be killing them again right now." So what is? I don't know. It just seemed like the motives here are muddled. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, Nevertheless, I shall honor your request. We shall determine your payment at a future date.
Oh.
Hey now. Yeah. And then Flash thinks to himself, she's like a cat, sly, cunning, and dangerous. I'll have to keep a close eye on her.
But not that cat that the one guy, the skull guy, wanted to
Atomic
bang in that
Skull.
Man Bat
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now they go to Arborea, which is another kingdom, a more natural
hmm
place. And would you like to talk about what happens here at Aboria?
So they find a guy who Flash Gordon keeps calling Robin Hood, and this guy seems to work for Ming the Merciless, and he's like, I'll conspire against. Uh, it's like, there's no way I'm going to conspire against your father by hiding these fugitives. And Flash is just like, yeah, yeah, come on, just do it. And this guy's like, no, maybe I'll just kill this Earthman myself, save everyone a lot of trouble. And Flash says, well, aren't you just a good time, Charlie? That's some weird slang that I didn't quite understand, but
Yes.
is he calling him a prostitute?
You just said you're not
uh,
exactly a happy, helpful fella, you know?
yeah.
You're great.
Then a bunch of those bird guys come in, and they're like, "Hey, by order of King Vulcan, we are to arrest you for all your crimes against the floating city." And they kind of try to
Big
fight back,
flight.
but doesn't go great. Because of all their
Yeah.
mighty weapons, they're weak to one key thing, a net. Can't seem to
Yes.
figure their way out of that, even though
Drop the
Flash
net
has a
on him.
giant sword, and so does
And,
Dale Arden.
and he thinks to himself, never figured we'd really fight our way out of this mess, but it was worth a shot. Now all we can do is hope that Zarkov can somehow rescue us when Ming goes after his daughter. Yeah, I don't like that's not what you want your hero to think to himself. Ah, we never really had a shot at winning this. There's,
Yep.
I don't
Now I
know.
see why he didn't make it in the NBA.
Yes, he just gives up.
We got the Pistons this week. Just give up.
Look at you, knowing a basketball team. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Good job. So now we cut over to Ming, and again, he's a weird. This Ming's not like the Ming from the movie. He's got a weird fashion sense as well.
Yeah. He reminds me of like Techno from the Thunderbolts.
I'll take
Especially
your word
later
for
on when
that.
he lost his hair. Yeah.
Wait, is that the was that what was his name? Fixer? Is that the
The
Fixer?
Fixer. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he's wearing this like black wacky outfit, like something Prince would wear
Yeah, like a
somehow.
regal, yeah, kind of part military, part prince, something like that.
It's very strange. And he's got the
Yeah.
black tattoo on his face. And all his bad guys are in black and white outfits with a skull and bones on their chest. And so he's talking to Zarkov, right? Is that who it is? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So
So
is
they got a lady there that one of his goons is holding by the hair. And he's Ming's just like, I'll show you what happens to people that I don't like. And Zartan's like, what did she do? And he's just like, she failed to please me, doctor.
yeah.
So that's not good.
And he
He
says,
chops
as
her
we'll
head off
view
right
it,
there,
you
gives her
not
the
soon
guillotine.
build a functioning ship. Okay, so he wants him to build a
Yeah.
rocket ship. Yeah, but what happened to that lady?
Guillotine. Off
Yeah,
with her head.
it's her head off right in front of him. Yeah.
Yep.
So now some dude comes down. This guy looks kind of cool. He's
Yeah. He kind of looks like what was it, the hangman from the Watchmen a little bit.
yeah, he's like an all blue mask, blue cape, blue outfit. He's like,
Yeah.
I regret to interrupt my lord, but King Volton wishes to speak with you on an urgent matter.
Yeah. And Ming's all like, oh, this will be funny. I bet he's groveling, coming back with his tail between his legs.
And, and Volton gets on their little video call, and he says, "I'll make it short, bastard. Give me the fuel and scientists I need to to create it myself now, or suffer the consequences." So
Yeah.
not exactly into negotiating this Volton guy. And Ming's like, well, I'm not going to give you anything, And he's like, oh yeah, well, I
Yeah,
got your
I'll watch your
daughter.
city plummet.
Well, he's like, I got your daughter. Boom, right
Yep.
here. Now what's up?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Although first he
And
says like Flash Gordon is alive.
yeah, he
So
doesn't even care about daughter.
he's more concerned about that, yeah.
It's like, uh, Volton, if you harm my daughter in any way, I shall personally strip the flesh from your bones. And so they're going to have a meeting in person at the floating city, I guess.
Hmm.
And which again seems a questionable next step in this process.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Flash and the Robin Hood guy are sentenced to like the pits down below where they're just shoveling, I don't know, coal into a furnace or something. I don't know. And because it powers the city. This is how they keep the floating city going, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Except they don't seem to be doing a good job because it's always they can't seem to figure out the technology that keeps it floating.
yeah, that's the other thing. They have a floating city, but apparently it's all just
Yeah.
controlled by like one button, and no one else seems to know how it works, except for Dr. Zarkov, who just walks
Yeah.
up on it and goes, "Oh, what if I hit this button? Bang!"
I
Right.
think he says something like, "Oh, Ming showed me how to work this shit, but why? Why would he do that?"
So they're digging in the pits, and Flash says, "Hey, Robin Hood, we got to work together to get out of here." And Robin Hood's like, "Okay, let's work together to get out of here."
Yeah.
And but again, their whole plan to get out of there is just wait till Dr. Zarkov saves them. That's like their whole plan.
That's a
Uh,
good hero right there.
but at least those panels are kind of cool because they're all colored in red and yellow and orange, make it like it's so hot down there. So hot.
Yeah.
And so now we go up top where the ladies are. And we should mention Princess Ara. Like she's always just dressed in a skimpy bikini, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
And
It was the style at the time on Mongo.
and so these other bird ladies, they're just in skimpy bikinis and like stockings and stuff. And I guess they just exist to have sex with Volton, apparently.
Yeah, he's got a whole harem. And they're all jealous because, oh, these new girls are going to get all the attention.
Yeah,
No,
this
they're
one
like, we
girl's
don't
like,
want any of this.
I told you we should have pushed that Earth woman off the edge while we had the chance. Once again, she's come to steal Voltan. And let's keep in mind, Voltan is not a handsome man.
No.
He's
He's an elderly gentleman, pretty stout.
had a beard and yeah, not a good looking
Yeah.
fella. Not a good looking fella.
It's like Al Bundy in maybe 30 years.
I was thinking like Wilford Brimley. If,
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Wilford Brimley with wings. All right. But so, and she says, that may be, but if we act now, neither one of them will ever be graced with Voltan's attentions. Let's kill both of them. And they're
He's
like,
gonna
calm
spill his
down.
bird seed in them.
Uh, and so they're just arguing. And then what's her face? Dale Arden. She's like, all right, I'll fight you. You want to fight? Let's go. And then
Yeah. I've been
Voltan
to
comes,
prison.
Voltan comes flying in, and he's like, enough with these two beauties here, Lyra. That was the lady who was complaining. You'll be lucky if I ever touch you again. I'll be too busy touching them. And as for you, Dale Arden, you'll be honored by visiting me first tonight. Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
Thanks,
wow,
buddy.
what a treat.
No sloppy seconds for you tonight. You're first up. And,
Oh,
and then
gross.
she says, what is it with the men on this planet? You dress women like Fredericks of Hollywood and think you own them. And he says, normally I'd speak further of this, Dale Arden, but Ming has finally arrived. So yeah, Ming shows up
Saved by the bell.
as they're flying to have their little meeting. But this Volton, he has all his assassins
Yeah.
encircling the meeting room. So he's got a little surprise.
All of them have spears.
So
Maybe not the best weaponry, but
it just seems ridiculous that Ming would agree to this. And then, and then Ming's big counter to like the count, like he knows that he's going to have his assassins there. So he
Mhm.
brings his own assassins, which again are ladies in skimpy outfits,
Yep.
high boots and underpants and bras. And so I don't know if that's really a plan.
That's the armor you need for this type of mission, I'm sure.
Yes. I mean, I think the big wing dudes with spears might be able to take out the very hot, attractive ladies in skimpy outfits. I don't know. But not a good plan by Ming, but it works
Yep,
because all
works
his
like a
all
charm.
his lady assassins It's like no one notices him get off the ship with all his lady assassins, you know? Like there's just one ship that flew up there. So
Yeah,
you
that's a
think they
good
would have
point.
noticed all the lady assassins piling out of the ship, but
I
apparently
mean, I
not.
guess they would wait till later, after he's already out, but still, somebody should be
Just
watching.
the just the logistics of this whole issue. There's just big gaping holes
Yeah,
in logic in a lot of it. But
you're not
so
wrong.
yeah, his ladies kill Voltan's assassins, and then Ming's like, see, I am victorious, you're defeated. He literally said, you
You,
Voltan are
Voltan,
dead.
are dead.
And then Voltan just looks all sad, like, "Aw." And
I'm
now
never gonna
we
get to touch my new slaves.
now we cut back to the fire pits,
Yeah. I like that one of
and
the flying guys is like, get that carcass out of here before one of the other slaves starts to eat it.
yeah, 'cause
Not very high opinion of the slaves, apparently.
I guess his Kark is one of the assassins that got killed, I guess, or is it just
Yeah.
someone he
I
toppled
don't
over
know.
in the pits? I
I
don't
don't see
know.
wings on there, so
Okay, so yeah, it
I
may have
think
just
it's
been a
just a
slave
slave.
guy.
Yeah.
Um, and then he tells Flash like, "Hey, back to work, you lazy dogs." And Flash and Robin Hood, they got like these jackhammers that they're pounding the rocks with. And he says, "You want this rock drilled so much, jackass? Do it your friggin' self." Dan Jurgens really
Yeah.
talking tough. Bastard, jackass, friggin' self. Yeah, 1988 was a
Pushing that
crazy
comics
line.
code.
Yeah. So they start fighting, but again, they're not going to get out of here unless, yep, Dr. Zarkov shows up with a laser gun and starts shooting people. So thankfully, his plan worked of just waiting for Zarkov to show up. So, and,
Worked like a charm.
and he's like, the situation up in the throne room is critical by now, so they're fighting their way out of the pits, and they got to get up there. And Zarkov says, "You two go first. While searching for you in the main control room, I saw something that may be of great assistance." And he says, "Do it, Zark." And so they go running up to the throne room, and they get there just as Ming is about to stab Volton. They have Volton on his on his knees, hands tied behind his back, and he's about to stab him in the face. Apparently,
Mhm.
uh, and he's and Flash runs in and says, "Ming, you scummy screwball! Like, come on, you're just calling guys jackasses. Now you're calling them scummy screwballs. Don't you ever get tired of killing people? The only thing I tire of is your continuous interference in my affairs. Kill them, my lovelies. Kill them both." And Robin Hood's mad 'cause he's like, "Hey, buddy, I still work for you. You know, I'm still on your payroll."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're a league with traitors, Baron. Your death is necessary." And that's when we see Zarkov. He found the control panel for the flying city, and he just pushes a button, and it tilts
Yep.
sideways. And everyone's
And Ming's
freaking
like,
out, like,
"Oh no, it's all
"What?"
going down. Better abandon this whole city."
Yes. It's like, wait, it's got everyone, my lovelies, get out of here. And so they just leave without killing anybody.
Yeah,
And
you think they'd at least take Voltan with them?
he's something. And then they're trying to find Del. So Flash cocks a fist at Zoltan's face, and he's like, "Del and Ara, Voltan, tell me where they are, or your face is going to look like someone put it through a meat grinder." It already kind of looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he says, "You think I'd actually tell you? Never." And so then Flash says, "Cut the power act, you fat, bloated jellyfish. I control your city now." And he's like, "Impossible. Only Ming can do that." And he says, "You deal with, well, if Ming can control the city, why is he even showing up to negotiate anything?
Right.
Just just crash the city, you know?
Like, can you
Like
only
do
do
it."
it from that one button? Then why didn't he go there first and then just leave? They could never
That's what I
fix
mean.
it.
Like this was never thought out properly, this entire
No.
story.
No.
Um, so
This was
Voltan says,
clearly
"Prove
early
your
on in his
claims."
writing.
And then Flash says, "Zarkov, good job now. Let's bring this puppy up about 5 degrees." So Zarkov moves it up And Zoltan's like, "Oh wow, very impressive, Earthman.
Yeah.
Um, Restore my city to its normal condition, and anything you deserve is yours." And he says, "Voltan, I like the way you do business." So yeah, that was really stupid, all of that.
Yeah.
And
And now they're best friends and they're all gonna party together.
yeah,
Even
they're all having a
though,
big party,
yeah.
dancing girls, big mugs at ale. They're living it up. And
Yep. He's like, you're all now citizens of the floating city, except you, Baron, the Robin Hood guy, because he's very racist against him.
that's right. Yeah, because they come from different kingdoms or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you'll never let one of your kind into my city." So
Yeah. I know you wouldn't do the same for me. And he's like, yeah, that's true.
you're right. We're both racist assholes. About it. Oh, but now Ming is back though. He's got a ship. And what does he say here? He's threatening them. He's like, "You got to give me Flash Gordon, or I will destroy the city."
Yeah. Which again, having a
Why didn't
floating
you just
city really is not a good idea for just reasons like this.
why didn't you do that the first time around? Uh, so, but don't worry, Zoltan's got a plan, a foolproof plan.
Yeah.
And would you like to explain the plan? Because wow, is it dumb?
It was pretty dumb. So he's like, all right, we got to make him think you're dead again. So we're gonna have you take this, shuttle and try to escape. Let Ming see you that you're escaping. And Ming does, and he's like, his guy's like, yep, there's two non-natives on board. So it's like, oh, that must be them. And then they fire at the ship and they shoot it down. But up here comes Flash and what's her name? Darcy Arden.
Dale Arden, Dale
Dale
Arden.
Arden, yeah, that's it. They jumped out of the last second in some parachutes, and they're just heading down, and it's so dark out, no one can see their parachutes.
Which again seems impossible. Um,
Yep.
but and as they're flying
Luckily,
down,
they're
Flash says,
blue, so no one can see that in the
although they're
nighttime.
wearing bright red jumpsuits and yellow
Yeah,
backpacks,
yeah.
uh, he says it worked in this night sky. They never saw our parachutes. Um, and then Dale says, perhaps Volton really is the ally we've needed. And he says, yeah, if he hadn't told us how to time their missile in order to jump safely, we'd never have gotten out.
Yeah. We had to know exactly when they were going to fire. Like, how would he know that?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no possible way.
exactly. It was like, what are we doing? I I just assumed like they put like fake
Yeah, they like
flash.
radar or something that would tell them when the missile's coming, and then oh, we better jump out
No,
now. That would be
I just
plenty
assumed
right
they weren't
there.
on the ship, that they did something to trick them into
Oh
thinking
yeah,
they were on the ship.
yep,
And then
that
they
would be
actually
smart.
snuck out through the basement or something, through the sewers, or, whatever. But
Yeah.
instead, no, we just timed the missile and jumped just as the missile. None of this makes any sense.
It's
This,
just a setup to get to the next issue where
yeah. So
so
they
they've landed and they're like, oh, everything's great now. With the heat off, we can relax until Zarkon builds us another ship. For the first time since we've been here, Flash, it appears we haven't a care in the world. But meanwhile, there's a giant hulking like Sasquatch thing that's got four arms.
and it's coming up behind them. But yeah, why would you have no care in the world? You just parachute into like some Arctic terrain with no food or shelter. You have no worries, really?
But
No worries.
they're wearing cool, stylish, bright parkas.
Continued next issue. Not for me. It's gonna be continued. Yeah, this is over. I'm never touching this again. Yeah, this was
Yeah.
dreadful. This was dreadful.
It wasn't great. No, it was not great.
I didn't like any of it. Like man, Jurgens. His art's fine. I don't think he's a great artist. I think he's an okay artist. I think he's like a
Yeah.
6 or 7 as an artist. It's fine,
The character
but
designs
nothing like.
weren't great. I think I would have
Yeah, the
preferred
Ming is
something closer to
terrible.
the movies. Yeah.
Like I can live with the skull tattoo because that is weird and unique, but just his
Hmm.
outfits are terrible and he doesn't look
Yeah.
intimidating in the least. You know,
Yep.
like I wouldn't
I
be
would
scared
agree.
of this Ming the Merciless guy. Um,
He comes across, yeah, like a manager at a Costco or something like that.
oh,
It's not intimidating.
none of this makes a lick of damn sense. like all the character motivations with the princess and and then the various logic holes in Ming and Voltan stuff and the city and it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Sorry, dumb.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. So, how do you feel about Flash Gordon, the concept in general?
Well, I mean, the whole part of them getting to space kind of randomly is pretty stupid. Um, or just, because the Zarkon was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna take you guys, whatever.
I kind of
Um,
like that, because it is like the thing where your life just changes. Like you never could have envisioned
yeah.
this happening, and it changes so quickly that wait, yesterday I was in my bed, waking up. Now I'm on a planet. So
Yeah, you're right.
that's
It's
cool.
almost better if it's more random rather than, I don't know, some random guy deciding you have to come with him, even though he doesn't know you. I don't know. But I like,
Yeah.
I guess the world itself seems interesting, especially with all these different areas, like the flying city, which is kind of dumb, but I like the idea of these flying people, and there's like this forest city, and here's the Arctic area. I mean, that's all good. That's classic kind of fantasy sci-fi stuff. So that part's cool. I don't mind that.
Yeah, I like the setup. I like the general Flash Gordon concept. I can
Yeah,
see
the evil
how it's
emperor. That's
successful.
that's classic
Yeah.
stuff.
But the modernization or whatever the hell they're trying to do here
Yeah,
is the only thing the modern about is they just put Ming in a worse outfit. Is that the only thing they
and they
modern
made him a basketball player.
about? Yes. Yeah, he should not be a basketball player. The football quarterback was perfect and like a big meathead kind of guy. That's perfect.
Hmm.
That's the way it should be. Yeah, you don't want him to be a Yale polo player because, he's probably in Skull and Bones and running for president. Then at some point, you can't have that. But
Nope.
yeah, I like the movie version of Flash the best. But
Yeah.
yeah, this book is not good at all though. I would not recommend this. Do not read this. I don't know, one out
Yeah,
of
I can't
10,
can't
I
say that I
like
would
a three
recommend it
maybe.
either.
Because the art's fine. Like the art's not great, but it's fine. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, no
um,
complaints really with the art. Just the
the writing's
designs I
god
thought were
awful.
weird.
Yeah. So I'll go 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
Flash
I guess maybe I'll give it a 3.5 out of
Gordon.
10.
You and the point fives.
I
You and the
don't think I
damn
hated
point
it quite
fives.
as much as you, but it also was not
You
very
hated
good.
it point 0.5 less than I did.
Yep,
So
not enough to go a full point, but I got that
just
part of
let
a
the
point.
record show I have never given a point anything on the
The
show. Okay. Whole
show
numbers are where
will
it's
start
at.
to the countdown to the end once you give your first point.
Yes. But I did enjoy learning more about Flash Gordon because I did not really understand the whole idea behind the concept. And I did learn more about the death of Superman, which I enjoyed. So that's
Yeah,
something. Yeah. So, all right. That's it for this
that's
week.
good.
What do you got for us next week, Jay?
Okay, so I was looking, and we're getting, somewhat towards the end of this quesadilla era, or the Golden Flea Awards. I think we got maybe a
Oh, yeah.
month and a half or 2 months before we do
That's
the
our
next
big
awards.
annual award show. Yeah. That
Yeah.
usually is in the summer, it happens, I think. So, yeah.
Yep. So we're getting there. So one of the things I wanted to make sure we do this batch of 50 episodes is something we've talked about many times because we both brought up this character quite a few times in recent memory. Not because we're big fans, but just because it seemed to keep coming up, and it seemed like this was the time to do it because obviously this issue had a lot of people with wings. So that just leads to it's finally time to talk about Bird Brain in New Mutants number 58 or 57, 57.
New Mutants 57. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. If you've never experienced bird brain, it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's not
Would
a
this be
good
like
thing, but it's a thing.
1986, 87, somewhere around there?
This is 87,
How about that?
right before the fall of the mutants.
Yeah, bird brain. It's this bird character who just talks in a weird bird language, and it's really
Yeah, it just
annoying.
squawks. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So next week, New Mutants issue 57 with bird brain. This is Brett Blevins on
Hmm.
the art and
Yep.
Louise Simonson
Louise
writing.
Simonson. Yeah.
She was
Wheezy.
also involved in the death of Superman. She was one of the main
Oh,
prayers in that as well. Yeah.
look at that. All
All right.
comes full circle.
So next week we'll be doing New Mutants. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until then, don't get any jank on you.